some 7 years ago, I learned a very valid lesson that I use till this day. A very good friend of mine, Linda Ikeji, when I was coming here, like traveling to the US, right? I asked her for some money for borrow. I said, if she borrow me money, she said something. I don't borrow money. You know, when she said, see, I'll give you what I have, but I do not borrow money. You know, an entitled person will be very angry because I was very close to her at the time. And I know she had a lot of money. And I saw her money come in because we would spend time together, you know, in her closet, in her house. Like her Google hits, money was hitting anyhow. So you see, when she said that, if I was an entitled friend at the time, I'd be like, she's a very wicked person, which is your typical American, Nigerian mentality, right? But I know Vexo. She said something. She said, I would rather preserve our friendship than give you money and tomorrow it causes wahala. And I took that thing as a valuable lesson. Till this day, I do not give money to, like, I do not borrow money to people. I do not. I don't care if you tell me that you are comatose. I don't go give, unless I have something where I feed part with, and I don't care that you're a family member. I do not. People who are very close to me know, because there is nobody that I have lent money to that friendship did not break some way or the other. And I ended up being the bad person. Me, we give the money. Because the amount where they collect them, not the amount where they pay back. So in order to preserve my friendship, I do not borrow money to anybody. I don't care about your circumstance. There's no sub story you want to sell me that's going to make me part with my hard-earned money. That's not to say I would not be sympathetic enough to give you money, but something I can lose.
Inside that 1 million, I look at myself, what can I comfortably give you? I have 35,000. I will count.
Then I will give you. Yeah.
Do you understand? If I'm convinced you really need it, I will give you. But that I will borrow you money. Some people have borrowed money before in the past. Yeah. I can't mention, but there are people I really respect. And luckily for me, I did look who I think in my whole life I borrowed maybe 5 people money. And all of them paid back. All of them.
You're very, very lucky. I've never.
I don't borrow money on sentiment. Mumangu, I go look you.
Person, when I borrow money, don't tell me, say, how much, on top how much are you here uselessing yourself for my money? I will never forget that experience. I'm uselessing myself for saying give me my money. This was a Unilag big girl though. Big girl. So she had like this big, you know, she's in a clique, you know. Those big girls, so we they look up to. So she had to travel abroad, and I was surprised that a Unilag big girl could not even raise certain amount of money from her own circle of friends. So I even felt honored that she came to me to ask for money. You know, back then now, I was an actor. I had some money. I gave it to her. This guy came back from South Africa and started avoiding me. Give me my
That's
money.
That's why the circle of nobody wanted to borrow.
Yeah. And he got
to
a point. I had to corner her. Give me my money today. She said, how much is it and making you useless yourself? I will never forget that experience. No. No. Money, they cost wahala. For family and friends, I don't do it.
Cynthia, come and borrow me 2K.
This too.
Come and borrow me 1,000.
Me, I support your business there. I'm going to pop the money, go, they go. Or I borrow it. Well, anyways.
I've always known it. If you are my friend and you are my close friend and I have money, instead of borrowing, I will give. But there are some people. There was one guy, I was sitting with Taste Buds. He asked me for money. Taste Buds said, this guy is a good guy. And he was there for you at a point. Borrow him. I borrowed him. He said he was going to pay back in a week. He paid back in a week. He paid back in 2.5 weeks. But he paid it back. I respect him.
Maybe I am unlucky lucky. I don't happen to borrow money to people who have integrity, because it doesn't matter how broke a person is. For someone who has integrity, they will do everything to ensure that they return that money when they say they will. That's integrity. There are some people, they will have it, just like some people that have been accused on social media. You see them, they owe you money, they don't pay, but you see them doing giveaway and dashing people way more than what they owe you. It's painful.
Agba,
It's very painful.
are you ready for me? Are you ready for me?
So in order to maintain, I'd rather be a villain in your story. Tell them, oh, I went to her, wicked girl, she not borrow me. Then the one who say I can't borrow you, like, then people can't, they separate fights. There are certain things I'm too old to do.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Because the way the story, how they will relate it will be different. I don't.
Absolutely. So, guys, let me go and drink some Saturday beer with taste buds. Baby,
You guys have fun. Bona
Enjoy.
and Idris, both of y'all, you owe us an apology.
let me report this.
Dear,
When you are done with your life,
yeah,
I will have.
your post this morning. If you see the way they attack me on your post.
That's normal.
I have
By now, you could have grown a thick skin.
I made a comment on your post and the way they attacked me.
it and ask me for money, like, hey, Papa, work for me. And the guy up. Listen, don't enter my DM if you are embarrassed that I will put it up. Any message you have in my DM, unless you are someone like Mrs. Linda or Essing or Remy or other people or simply Vic, you are a stranger, you stroll into my DM making a request, I can decide to use you to teach the public a lesson.
Yes, ma'am.
So
That's right.
And criticizes me for my decision, I will block you.
Cindy is saying Nigeria is where you will borrow money, and in some cases you end up losing both your friendship and money. I agree.
No. In most we lose both the friendship.
Both the friendship and the money. Yeah. So I don't even bother.
It's more than just 200,000 naira.
Hey, it passed like this.
I gave one guy money, he ran away with the money. 2 years later, I was recounting why I was not going to help him. I said, you have not forgotten that time.
Mrs. Linda, I say, wahala.
No.
My money and friendship, my money and family does not mix. Sorry.
No.
I have peace that way in my heart. But I'm okay to be a villain in your story. That's fine.
So if I'm sticking to you, is your attitude. If I see the slightest sense of entitlement, you are not even going to get the transport money you used to come and look for me. If that there's entitlement, that you have the belief that I owe you something. Let me tell you, people I owe. I don't even owe my parents. So if they think I owe them, it's their business. I owe my wife and my children. You don't get it. My dad needs a car, my wife needs a Rolex. My wife is getting the Rolex first.
That part.
Because I owe her. She decided to follow me.
That part.
She says no.
She was there when all the Geo were fighting you. She was at your back. She has earned it.
From the moment my wife looked at me and said she needs Rolex, Papa, I began to look for all the waiting list I could get on. I kept the money. I kept the Rolex money like trust fund. One day she came to meet me, said, you have all these watches I don't have. I said, this is the money for your watch. They've not just answered me. Any day they answer me, this is the money here. It's right here. Do you know how tempting it is to touch money in this Nigeria? Hi.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
He said he likes Daddy Freeze.
Oh, Daddy.
See Daddy Freeze.
Hello.
Say good evening, Daddy Freeze.
Good evening, Daddy Freeze.
Oh, he's so cute. How old is he?
Hello, Auntie.
He
How
turned
are
6
you?
in December.
Oh, he's so
Oh,
We are still missing our tooth.
he
The tooth fairy took it.
Cynthia, it looks a little bit like AJ.
AJ? Who's AJ?
Go for bit! Go for bit! Waka!
Oh,